Thomas Müller, one of the greatest players to ever hit the football pitch, made his debut for a Canadian team last night in Vancouver, and almost a perfect entrance with a fantastic belter of a goal, just rolled offside, which was the right call, unfortunately. But still, it was something to see him come onto the pitch. BC Place just going ballistic. What a moment that was for Canadian football, let alone Vancouver football.
I think it was also to see him come on the pitch with Ali Ahmed.
Yeah, damn right.
Right. It was that combination. It was what those fans, I think, were asking for. Yes, it was all about Muller, but it was equally about Ali Ahmed making his return. And I think a really exciting, I just saw the highlights, but Nelson looked absolutely electric. So lively, so dynamic, just so disruptive to that Houston team, and came really, really close to doubling their lead on that far post after the Whitecaps opened the scoring. And obviously that came back to bite them, because it's Muller trying to provide a little bit of pressure to the shot, and is Artur from distance, who was able to beat Takaoka. So that was a shame. It felt like they were going to come away with it, like good vibes, and Muller making his debut, Ali Ahmed back out there, and I think a good performance, or seemed like it, and then just kind of get nipped at the end there and have to share the points. But I think exciting things ahead. And obviously, again, Thomas Muller saying all the right things after the match, saying like excited to be there, disappointed though on the night because he felt like he wanted to contribute and wasn't able to. And I mean, that would have been the best possible outcome, right? Like that shot, that would have been a highlight that would have lived forever. And they kind of get robbed of it. And like, what a stunning strike. Like he connected with that so precisely, with such power, such control. And then it was like the air went out of the place a little bit right after it was disallowed.
That poor linesman. I felt bad for the linesman.
Yeah, because like he was more kind of demonstrative as more so than assistant referees typically are, right? They just keep the flag up, but he was almost like apologetic.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Because you know what he was hearing from behind him. Some terrible, awful things. But great moment. It really was. And
the buzz looked great. We saw our friend Carrie Ryan, who attended the match, and she was saying that she's never seen a lineup for merch that she did yesterday on Sunday night. And Asa, I think, said what an entrance from Muller, because he came in a big black Suburban. And not only that, he looks fit, right? Remember we were talking about, is that just like that Teutonic fitness where you're like, oh, of course he's German. The Germans are always fit, right? Like,
well, they are.
Well, no, you've got two kinds of Germans, haven't you? You got the
glug
like
Germans and the running Germans,
and then you got the Bratwurst and Oktoberfest German, who's with a very handsome beer belly.
Yeah,
right. Nothing in between.
But the sporting German, like, they conjures a certain image. And they're usually in tip-top form. Yeah. And at the top of their fitness, whether it's, I mean, speaking specifically about football, whether it was the towering presence of a Birgit Prince, and everything that she was, an absolute world beater. And they won everything. And when she was at the top of her game, but like could run for days, and a well-drilled side, disciplined, organized, like all of the superlatives that are kind of stereotypical when you're describing like a German side, but incredibly fit. But you to look at Muller, he just looks like he could run for days.
Absolutely.
You can keep your stereotypes to yourself, Dubs. Sure, there's some really, skinny fat Germans out there, I'm sure. Hey, what about us? I'm German too.
Yeah.
Are you really German? No. You'd be ashamed of yourself.
No more than Wonger is.
Is your father German? Is your mother German?
Did you listen to when we had Asa on? Because I pulled that one out.
By the way, I really love on the Apple app, you can play the local radio broadcast and listen to Asa on the call yesterday. It's great.
I didn't know that.
Sure you can.
Me neither until last night.
But doesn't that kind of, I mean, it's great. It's a great option, but doesn't that go against like getting people into your kind of your broadcast sphere?
maybe
you're
they
giving
want to
them
get more. I think
more
I
local.
think local fans want to hear a bit of a one-sided call. I really believe that. Like,
Yep.
I want to hear Joe Bowen do Leaf games, and he just does
Mm.
radio, doesn't do TV anymore. And I think we're
Mhm.
missing out on something.
Mm.
As a one-eyed blinkered, Leaf fan, I want to hear a guy who gets really excited when the Leafs score and gets kind of down when they don't. That's just me.
Yeah, that homer. But I think it keeps, to your question, Wonger, I think it keeps that local flavor and like that familiar voice that's kind of accompanied your journey as you've supported the club. And then you're also subscribing to MLS Season Pass.
Right.
If you're in the app, they've got you, and then you can inject it with that local kind of flavor and the voices that you're familiar with. So I think in their mind, or maybe in the fans' eyes, that's the best of both worlds at that point.
It's like Hannah Montana show, best of both worlds.
Oh,
Look at
isn't
that.
that Boy Meets World?
No, sorry,
Well, that's Miley Cyrus, though. Right?
You're dating
No,
yourself.
I know.
Yes, you're dating yourself.
I said to my daughter, who is like she sings, she loves to sing, like much to her brother's chagrin, knows all the lyrics, loves just popular music, and loves Miley Cyrus. And then she was with her cousin, was on like the Amazon Echo, and they were just pulling up song after song after song. And then like they requested a song, and then Miley Cyrus's Hannah Montana kind of popped up. And she's like, "Oh, this isn't what I asked for." And I was like, No, that's Miley Cyrus. And she was like, "No, it's not." And I was like, "No, but it is." And she was like, "What?"
Really?
Yeah.
I'm quite a fan of Miley as well, I have to say.
Fabulous voice.
Are you?
Incredible voice.
Unreal. She does some covers, which are better than the originals. Oh, what's the one? Fade Away by what's that classic song from the 90s? Fade Away by Mazzy Star, which is great. The original was amazing, right? The original is brilliant, don't get me wrong. But she does a rendition of that is like goosebumps. And she does a lot of Metallica too. She was on Howard Stern with Metallica. And she did a duet with James Hetfield. And it was brilliant. I think it was nothing.
See, the problem I have with that, Sharms, is I think she's a handful.
Fucking assholes.
I bet she is. Hey, Dub, Jules Anthony Vilsaint. He scored, didn't he?
He sure did.
Good
Reuniting that CF Montreal duo in Mihailovic and Vilsaint.
Yeah, exactly. The assist from Mihailovic. Yeah, it was something. But TFC draw, as does Montreal. They draw as well.
But your fave, Dubs, has to be Choiniere getting his first. From Sun, who is like a magnet for defenders, right? Like 13 guys. I don't know if they had 13 guys on the pitch, but there were 13 guys around Sun because they were so
around him, but no one closed him down.
Around him. They're so afraid, right?
Yeah, because they immediately back off, right?
Yeah,
because they're terrified. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. So you're covering, semi-covering Sun. How are you supposed to approach a guy with that level of skill and pace? Because what they did is they backed off so much, they were basically on their keeper, and the angle for Choiniere was, it looked like as easy as a goal. Great shot still, but as easy as a goal as you can get.
Yeah, he still had to be precise with it. He still had to hit it with some pace. It had to be right along the turf, right along the deck, and he did so with his left foot. So still had a lot to do, even though he's about 8 yards out. But yeah, to your question, both of those defenders back off. Somebody has to close him down, and the other one has to provide cover. And you're aware of Choiniere, who's set up a little bit further to the left. But you can't just back off him when he's essentially at the top of the 18 and then coming in, and gaining territory. You can't do that. Somebody has to be on the ball immediately.
Same can go with Messi, right? But every game.
Coming back from injury and doing that.
What a beautiful goal. The assists may be even better, but the goal itself is such classic Messi.
Yep.
He gets such power with such little pullback, right? What a goal. But yeah, the little
flip. Girl can only dream.
Pull back. I'm trying to make sense of that.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So much power with little pullback.
A little pullback.
Oh, okay.
A little bit. I don't know.
You're being crude.
Oh, what a surprise.
You are being a handful on this show, aren't you?
Yeah, it's his ability to find space in a phone booth, right?
Yeah.
Where it looks like he'd be unable to have the space to unleash a shot from there, but he does it time and time again. And because he's able to pull off kind of the audacious back heels and those little slip passes that nobody else has seen, that he's seen like 2 plays prior in his head, he's saying, okay, this is where Suarez is, this is where the seam is, and I'm going to be able to find it. The defenders understand that might be coming. So even though it looks like he has no space to operate, he finds it because maybe in a split second, the defenders are thinking, I need to close Messi down. But I also might be burned here because he's just going to like dink it past me. Right. So he's able to, in that kind of slow motion speed that he's operating at, it must be one of these athletes that is constantly in like that flow state. He just lives there.
Oh yeah.
So for a defender, you're almost always fucked. But like to see him not only be able to get the shot off, that's what I was looking for, but to be so precise with it, to find the weight of the shot, to find the corner, whether it's along the ground or the stanchion or, you know, top bins, whatever it is, he just does it over and over and over again. He's brilliant.
There's one thing I was thinking about, because Suarez ended up potting 1-2 at the end. I was thinking, this guy couldn't run when he decided. Like, remember he was talking about how bad his body, how much has his career been extended by playing with Lionel Messi, right? Like wide open, potting goals.
Overblown too. Do you think? Well,
I think there's a little bit of game.
Dude, have you seen him do those skill things where he's supposed to be doing like a shuttle run with the ball? He looks like an old man out there. He still has a great leg and great feet, but his athleticism is like his first 3 steps are like an old person.
Yeah, when he arrived though, we talked about it. Like the MO in him was he's done. He can't get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't think he's quite that bad.
No. But there's
like
lots of cocaine.
Shots.
Lots of cocaine in Miami.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can get up for a game.
We're not suggesting
allegedly.
Hey, can I go back to Vilsaint for a second?
Yeah,
because we just touched on it for a sec. So Matt Doyle, who has his own Substack, but he also writes for MLSsoccer.com. He's a great follow, whether it's on socials or otherwise. So he found the deal curious. He was quite perplexed by it, especially by CF Montreal's perspective and their standing. So he said, essentially, TFC receive an international roster slot, a senior roster slot, $275K of GAM, $200K of cap space, Vilsaint, a young player with promise, and Montreal receive a borderline MLS midfielder. And that might be slightly unfair to Matty Longstaff, but he's not coming in. He's not a game changer. He's maybe not even arguably a starter. And then you've gained all the things I just mentioned and a youngster with some upside who didn't really fit into Donadell's tactical plans. It's an odd one.
Jason Hernandez just destroyed Montreal in that deal.
And Corey Ray let go, by the way, as well.
I know. Yeah, there's stuff happening, isn't there, in Montreal? Yeah, Corey Ray. I wonder. I mean, he's a smart guy. He'll get a job pretty soon. Is there something else waiting for him? Because he wasn't there very long.
Well, didn't Tom Booger report?
Yeah, that's right. Tom Bogert's got a. You know, you made it right. Inside when you got a fake account, Tom Booger. They're setting off, which wouldn't surprise anyone at this point.
So what we have to look forward to is Footy Slime.
But Footy Slime is like really responsible and nice and professional, and there's no banter and it's very boring. Okay, that's Footy Slime.
We're the opposite. We're the
fake
one. We're the fake one.
We're the fake one. Yeah, exactly. John David scored in a friendly, but a nice goal for Juve. They kick off next weekend.
Very nice goal. Yep.
Promise David scored as well in his first match of the season.
Evelyn Vienne with the brace for Roma.
Yep. What else? Who else scored this weekend?
We mentioned
Alistair
Choiniere.
Johnston.
Oh,
Alistair
yeah.
Johnston had a worldie. Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, and then Canadians signed for Celtic, another fullback, women player, right? Last
Yes,
week.
that's true. I
There's
forget
up there
her name.
Canadian fullbacks.
Yep.
And I forget her name, but there's a picture of her.
Roberta
in the dugout.
Longstaff.
Roberta.
There's a picture of her in the dugout at Celtic as a kid.
Yes. Yep.
It's a really great picture, and then they compared it. Yes, it's really great. Dub's just digging feverishly to find out her
I
name.
can't seem to
It's
find
alright.
it. They've posted too many things.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, we're an hour in, three of us. I think that says everything, doesn't it?
Yes.
Tomorrow
But we can
have
talk.
Jesse Marsh joining us.
Nice. I like that.
Right.
From we don't know from where though. He hasn't really given us his coordinates.
It's from Europe. I think he was in France this weekend at Nice.
Yeah, I saw him with Moise Bombito.
Yeah.
See.
So we'll ask him. So that'll be Tuesday's podcast. We have a broadcast too later this week, Dubs.
Yes, on Wednesday, broadcast, and we'll have Ali Hess from the Montreal Roses.
Amazing.
Okay. Great. All right, everyone. Well, that's Footy Prime. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow.
Is it too late for me to say who it is?
No, of course not.
No.
Aislinn Stracek.
Okay.
I'm probably mispronouncing her name.
That's a good old Irish or Scottish name, right? Aislinn?
She's joined from where?
I don't know. It says a 22-year-old Canadian joined us after putting pen to paper on a 2-year deal with the club.
Fantastic.
Welcome to Celtic.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, that's Footy Prime for another day. Till next time, cheers for listening and cheers for watching.
You're a real handful, James Sharman.